Buy 50 vending machines. Fill them with soda chips, candy, and energy drinks. Put them in offices, factories, schools, hospitals, and apartment buildings. Then collect money while the machines sell for you 24 hours a day. That is the dream. No cashiers, no storefront rent, no opening hours. A small steel box takes payment, delivers a product, and never asks for a day off. Multiply one machine by 10, 10 by 50, and the business begins to look like a chain of tiny automated stores. The strange part is that the machine is usually the easiest piece. What you are really buying is a scattered network of locations, contracts inventory, payment devices, service calls, delivery miles, and promises to keep every shelf full. The machine may earn money while you sleep, but the chain survives only if someone wakes up early enough to restock it. A vending operation is not a collection of metal boxes. It is an unattended retail and logistics business built around small, frequent purchases. The product entering the system is ordinary inventory purchased at wholesale. What the customer pays for is immediate access at the exact moment a store, cafeteria, or restaurant is inconvenient, closed too far away, or non-existent. That timing creates the margin. A bottle that costs less than $1 in bulk can sell for $2 or more because it is cold nearby and available now. A snack earns its premium because the customer has 5 minutes between meetings, cannot leave the factory floor, or does not want to walk 10 blocks. Convenience, not the spiral coil, is the real product. This explains the first rule of owning a vending machine chain. A mediocre machine in an excellent location can outperform an excellent machine in a mediocre location. Operators often talk about buying equipment first because equipment is visible. Location quality is harder to photograph, harder to finance, and much harder to control. Before $1 reaches the cash box, somebody must let you place the machine. The gatekeeper might be a building owner, factory manager, school district, hospital administrator, gym operator, landlord, or facilities contractor. That person controls the foot traffic. In exchange, the operator may offer a percentage of sales, a fixed monthly payment, free products for staff, subsidized prices, or simply reliable service. High-volume sites can demand competitive bids. Large institutions may require insurance certificates, background checks, food safety procedures, equipment specifications, response time guarantees, and detailed reporting. Money alone does not guarantee access. A landlord may prefer the operator who can answer a repair call within 2 hours. A hospital may want healthier products and calorie information. A factory may demand machines that work during overnight shifts. A university may require campus card integration. The strongest operator is often not the one offering the highest commission, but the one that makes the location manager's problem disappear. Local rules vary, so the permission process can include business registration, sales tax accounts, local vending permits, food licenses, health department requirements, and inspection obligations. Federal rules also appear once the chain grows. In the United States, the Food and Drug Administration generally requires an operator that owns or operates 20 or more vending machines to disclose calorie information for covered food items when customers cannot otherwise examine the nutrition information before purchase. That threshold matters because a business can cross from informal side route to regulated operator faster than expected. 19 machines may feel like a collection of small assets. The 20th begins to reveal the company underneath them. Now consider the entry price. A used snack machine may cost only a few $1,000s, while a new refrigerated combination machine with modern payment compatibility can cost several thousand more. Current dealer listings commonly place new snack and drink combination machines in a broad range of roughly $4,000 to more than $8,000 before shipping, installation, or premium technology. Refurbished units reduce the purchase price, but they transfer more repair risk to the buyer. The sticker price is only the first layer. Each location may need a card reader telemetry hardware, a bill validator, locks, delivery equipment, decals, shelving changes, and initial inventory. Freight becomes expensive because a commercial machine can weigh hundreds of pounds. Stairs, narrow doors, electrical work, and after-hours installation add more cost. A route vehicle, storage space, spare parts, hand trucks, insurance, software subscriptions, and working capital arrive before the first full month of sales. Imagine building a 50-machine chain. A mixture of new and refurbished equipment might cost around $240,000. Payment devices, freight, and installation could add another $45,000. Initial inventory, a delivery van, storage equipment, spare parts, deposits, insurance, and working capital could push total capital toward $350,000 to $450,000. Those figures are illustrative, not a universal quote. The point is the shape of the investment. The machine is durable, but the income attached to it is not. A lender can repossess the equipment. It cannot repossess the traffic that made the equipment valuable. If a factory closes, an office shifts to remote work, or a property manager terminates the agreement, the machine remains yours while its revenue disappears. Moving it requires labor, transportation, a new contract, and another location that may perform worse than the first. That mismatch makes financing dangerous. Debt is attached to the asset, but cash flow is attached to the location. Some operators begin with personal savings and reinvest profits. Others use equipment financing leases, seller financing, or a small business loan. A machine financed over 5 years creates a fixed monthly obligation, even if its host company lays off half the workforce. The repayment schedule does not care that foot traffic is down. It only knows the payment date. The revenue model looks simple at first. Buy inventory wholesale, mark it up, and keep the difference. In practice, a chain builds several revenue layers. Traditional snacks and bottled drinks provide the base. Energy drinks, protein products, premium coffee, fresh meals, and healthier items can raise the ticket size, although fresh food brings expiration risk. Some operators receive promotional allowances or supplier support. Others earn management fees from client-subsidized programs, charge for office coffee and pantry service, or convert larger locations into micro-markets where customers select several products and pay at a kiosk. Payment technology has changed the size of the opportunity. Cantaloupe's 2026 Micropayment Trends Report, based on connected self-service devices in the United States and Canada, found that consumers spent more than $3.3 billion at vending machines in 2025. On that network, 78% of vending sales were cashless. The average cashless ticket was $2.45, compared with $1.57 for cash, while the overall average transaction was about $2.01. That difference does not mean every operator can add a card reader and automatically increase profit by 59%. High-performing locations may already be more likely to have modern readers, and cashless customers may choose different products. Still, the direction is clear. A machine that accepts only coins and bills creates friction in a world where customers expect to tap a card or phone. Cashless payment also changes the operator's information. Instead of opening a machine to discover what's sold, telemetry can report inventory sales, failed transactions, and machine status remotely. The route can be planned around need rather than habit. A driver visits the locations that require service, carries the products likely to sell, and avoids unnecessary miles. That sounds like a technology business. It is still a physical one. Every dollar of sales first passes through the cost of the product. Chips, candy, drinks, and fresh food may consume roughly 45 to 55 cents of each revenue dollar, depending on purchasing scale, product mix, and pricing. Branded beverages can carry different economics from private label snacks. Fresh items may offer a higher selling price while creating waste if demand is misread. The host location may take a commission. Card networks, payment processors, and software providers take another portion. Route drivers must be paid. Vehicles need fuel, tires, insurance, and repairs. Refrigeration systems fail, bill acceptors jam, card readers lose connectivity, vandals damage locks, products expire, inventory disappears through theft, counting errors, or free items handed out during service problems. Electricity is usually paid by the host location, but it is not economically invisible. The U.S. Department of Energy estimates that an efficient refrigerated beverage machine can still use more than 1,000 kilowatt-hours per year. A location manager sees that power consumption in floor space and the service complaints. If the machine produces little value, even a zero-rent placement can become unwelcome. Administrative costs also grow quietly. Someone must order inventory, reconcile, cash, investigate card disputes, file taxes, monitor expiration dates, negotiate contracts, schedule repairs, and answer the phone when a customer pays but the product does not fall. With 5 machines, the owner can remember most details. With 50, memory becomes a control failure. The central trap is not low gross margin. It is route density combined with location quality. A driver may spend almost the same amount of time entering a building, finding the machine, unlocking it, checking cash, cleaning the glass, loading products, and completing the service record, whether that machine sold 20 items or 60. The low-volume location does not merely earn less, it consumes the same route capacity that could have served a better account. Distance multiplies the problem. 10 machines inside one industrial park can be more valuable than 15 machines spread across 3 counties. Dense routes reduce fuel driving time and emergency response costs. They let one warehouse support more revenue. They also make it easier to move inventory between nearby locations when demand changes. This is why revenue per machine can mislead. A machine earning $1,200 a month, 40 miles away, may be worse than one earning $1,000 5 minutes from the warehouse. The first looks stronger on a sales report. The second may produce more cash after labor and transportation. Location mix creates another layer of risk. Offices can be strong Monday through Thursday and almost empty on Friday. Schools close for holidays and summer. Factories may operate around the clock but depend on one employer. Hospitals offer steady traffic but demand strict service. Apartment buildings provide evening and weekend sales, yet residents may prefer delivery apps or a nearby convenience store. The best chain balances these patterns. The worst chain mistakes the number of machines for diversification. Owning 50 machines at 50 offices is not diversified if all 50 offices reduce attendance for the same reason. Remote work demonstrated that difference. A route that looked geographically spread out could still be economically concentrated in one customer behavior: people commuting to workplaces every day. The location owner holds bargaining power because the foot traffic is not yours. Once a site performs well, management may request a higher commission or invite competitors to bid. Refusing can cost the account. Accepting can reduce the margin on the most productive machine. Equipment removal, installation, and route disruption make switching expensive for both parties, but a large client often has more alternatives than a small operator. Suppliers have leverage too. A small route pays higher wholesale prices and receives fewer promotional allowances than a national operator. Payment and software platforms charge recurring fees because modern machines depend on connectivity. The technology improves sales and control, but it also turns a once simple machine into a device connected to outside networks, contracts, and support systems. The same structure appears in one of the most famous automated retail failures, even though the product was movies rather than snacks. Redbox built a giant network of bright red DVD kiosks outside supermarkets, pharmacies, and other retailers. The ownership fantasy was almost identical: place a machine where people already shop, stock it with a low-cost product, and let customers serve themselves. At its peak, the network made physical movie rental feel effortless. Then, the product around the machine changed. Streaming reduced the need to travel for a disc, new release availability became harder to finance. Chicken Soup for the Soul Entertainment acquired Redbox in 2022, but the combined company carried heavy debt and struggled to fund content and operations. By June 2024, the parent company entered bankruptcy. The business later shut down, leaving roughly 24,000 kiosks in the field. The revenue stopped. The physical network remained. Retailers had machines occupying valuable space, connected to electricity, bolted to concrete, or hardwired into stores. Walgreens told the bankruptcy court that it was spending about $184,000 per month to power nearly 5,400 kiosks. Removing the machines required electricians, movers, disposal, planning, and sometimes environmental handling because the units contained cooling equipment. Redbox did not fail because a spiral coil jammed. It failed because the customer's reason to visit the machine disappeared while debt contracts, hardware, and removal costs stayed real. A snack and drink operator faces different demand, but the lesson transfers. A machine is not a permanent income stream. It is a delivery format. When the location, product, payment method, or customer habit changes, the hardware can become stranded capital. Success comes from treating the network as a system rather than a pile of boxes. Canteen offers the opposite case. The company traces its history back more than 95 years and today describes a network of more than 225 distribution locations across 48 states. Its broader service portfolio reaches more than 60,000 U.S. locations, combining vending with micro-markets, office coffee pantry programs, and other workplace food services. Scale changes almost every cost. A dense national network can negotiate purchasing terms, spread technology investment across many locations, maintain specialist repair teams, and use data from thousands of transactions to improve product selection. A client with small offices in several cities can sign with one provider instead of finding a separate local operator in each market. Canteen also sits inside Compass Group, the world's largest contract food service company. Compass reported $46.1 billion of revenue and a 7.2% underlying operating margin for its 2025 financial year. Those figures cover the entire group, not Canteen alone, but they reveal something important. Even at enormous scale, food service is not a magical high-margin business. The advantage comes from operational discipline, purchasing power, customer retention, and the ability to offer multiple formats. A successful vending chain, therefore, evolves with the account. A small site may receive one combination machine. A larger office may support separate drink and snack machines. If traffic grows, the operator can install a micro-market. An apartment building might work better with a smart cooler. The relationship with the location becomes more valuable than any single piece of equipment. Now put the economics into 1 year. Assume you build a 50-machine route for $390,000. You contribute 30% as equity and finance the remaining $273,000 over 5 years at roughly 9%. Annual debt payments would be about $68,000. Suppose each machine averages $1,200 of monthly sales. Across 50 machines, annual revenue reaches $720,000. Inventory consumes 48%, or about $346,000. Location commissions take 8%, around $58,000. Card processing, connectivity, and software use another 6%, or $43,000. Route labor costs $79,000. Vehicles, fuel storage, insurance, and utilities total $50,000. Repairs, spoilage, refunds, and shrink remove $25,000. Administration and other overhead take $22,000. After those operating costs, the chain produces about $97,000 before interest, taxes, depreciation, and major equipment replacement. This is often called EBITDA, a rough measure of operating earnings before financing and certain accounting costs. The number looks respectable until the capital structure returns. Subtract $68,000 of debt payments and $15,000 for replacement equipment and major repairs. The owner is left with roughly $14,000 before income tax. A business generating $720,000 of sales has produced little more than $1,000 a month in owner cash. The model is illustrative. A skilled operator with better locations, cheaper inventory, denser routes, and less debt could earn far more. A weak operator could lose money at the same sales level. What matters is how quickly the margin disappears when one variable moves. Now reduce sales by 20% because several offices cut attendance, a factory removes a shift, or 5 high-volume locations are lost. Revenue falls to $576,000. Product cost commissions and card fees decline with sales. Payroll warehouse expense vehicles, insurance software, and debt do not fall at the same speed. The route may still require nearly the same number of service days because every remaining machine must be visited. Under reasonable assumptions, operating earnings could fall to roughly $52,000. Debt payments remain $68,000. Replacement spending still matters because machines continue to age. The small normal year profit becomes a cash loss of about $30,000. Nothing dramatic had to happen. No nationwide recession, no machine factory fire, no fraud. One change in traffic was enough, because the business was financed around a level of sales that the owner did not control. That is operating leverage in plain language. Revenue can move quickly. Much of the cost structure moves slowly. The future is making the distinction between vending micromarkets and small, unattended stores less clear. NAMA's 2024-2025 industry census estimated that the broader U.S. convenience services industry reached about $31.1 billion in 2025, up from $26.6 billion in 2023. Traditional vending remained the largest business line, while operators increasingly combined several formats. Cantaloupe's 2026 report showed why. In 2025, the average vending transaction on its network was about $2.01. Micro markets averaged $3.02. Smart stores averaged $4.49. The number of active smart store locations in the data rose from 71 to 572 during the year. Traditional machines are not disappearing. They remain compact, secure, familiar, and efficient for sealed snacks and drinks. The pressure comes from locations that want a wider product range and higher sales from the same floor space. A smart cooler can offer fresh meals. A micro market can sell several items in one transaction. An unattended store can add toiletries, household products, and electronics. Technology will make route economics more precise. Better telemetry can predict stockouts, recommend product mixes, identify failing refrigeration, and plan shorter routes. Computer vision and weighted shelves can reduce checkout friction. Dynamic reporting can show a location manager exactly how the service performs. Every improvement adds another dependency. The operator now relies on cellular connectivity, payment networks, software vendors, cybersecurity, data accuracy, and equipment support. A chain becomes easier to monitor and harder to operate without its technology partners. The winning operator will not necessarily own the most machines. It will place each format where it fits, remove weak locations, quickly keep routes dense, protect customer relationships, and use data without forgetting the physical work underneath it. None of this means a vending route is automatically a good or bad investment. Results change with financing, location contracts, product costs, labor regulation, customer traffic, and management skill. This is an explanation of the machine rather than personalized financial, legal, accounting, or investment advice. At the beginning, the idea was simple. Buy 50 machines, fill them with products, and collect money while they work. What you thought you were buying was a chain of automated stores. What you were really buying was a moving logistics network attached to foot traffic you do not own.